I'm Kenny Morgan. This is April Morgan. We've been coming to New Life for about 6 years, and we work with Helping Hands. Helping Hands is an outreach ministry of New Life. What we want to do is we want to take care of God's people and take care of the homeless, get them off the street. But it just doesn't end there. We deal with addictions as well as the homeless, and consultation for any kind of other issues that they have. That's what we're here for. So we bounced around Calvert County for a couple of years, and we just couldn't find a home. And then a friend of mine was coming here at New Life La Plata and invited us. So when we came here, came through the front door, and I knew I was at home because I could smell the cookies. I ain't even heard Pastor Mike preach yet, but I smelled the cookies and I knew we were here. And then we've been here for about 3 years, and then Pastor Mike decided to pick the tallest pastor out there to go to Calvert. So April and I went with Pastor Curtis over to Calvert to help start that one.
When we started going to New Life Calvert with Pastor Curtis, we were, just tearing down walls with him and just getting into all kinds of stuff. And then we saw the family that was building and the camaraderie, and then everybody just working together, and it was just an amazing part to be of. And I knew that we were going to help New Life Calvert forever. About 3 years ago, I was out, we were serving on our own and serving Project Echo, and we were out and something just came to me and says, April, soup kitchen. April, we're gonna do a soup kitchen. I'm like, no, I don't think so. And then it kept coming and it kept coming and it kept coming. So I went to Pastor Curtis one Sunday and I says, Curtis, I need you to pray on 2 words. And I said, soup kitchen. And he gave me his, Curtis stare like, yeah, okay. And I walked away. And it kept hitting me. And so finally one day I went to Safeway, and I was walking into Safeway and I saw 2 of my homeless friends. And I walked up to them, talked to them for a few minutes, and went inside, got them something to eat, came back outside. And as I was walking away from them, it felt like God has put his hand in the middle of my back and says, it's time to go. And I'm like, oh, you are a comedian. You put me into a church that only has a microwave and an ice maker, and you want me to do a soup kitchen. This is funny. So I sit there, battled probably for the whole day. And then I finally called Pastor Curtis, and I says, Curtis, guess what? It's time to go. And I explained to him what he said, what happened. And he says, well, I guess it's time for us to do something. And he says, I have a meeting with Bernie tomorrow, and I'll see what he has to say. So he goes and he talks to Bernie Fowler, and Bernie says, before even Curtis can even say anything to Bernie Fowler about what we had talked about, he says, I have a mobile kitchen here that's not being used. Do you have any idea what to do with it? Curtis says, oh, I have an idea. So next thing you know, I'm talking to Bernie. Bernie puts me into contact with the person of that trailer. And the next month, we have a trailer, and we're dragging it all over Calvert County and St. Mary's, feeding the homeless and people at food drops. So that's how we got started.
So one lesson that I've learned through Helping Hands is that you have to be patient and wait on God. Through all this, we have just sat back and waited for God to open up all these doors. And when he opens up all those doors, this amazing stuff happens. When we've had food just show up out of the blue. I'm talking like 10,000 pounds of food. We don't even have nothing to serve that Monday. We'll just show up out of the blue. We don't even know where it came from. And that's happened multiple times.
What the biggest lesson I have learned is don't put any limitation on God. He is so much bigger than anything that we can even think and fathom. And through this whole COVID thing, just the people that's come together, we've seen so much positivity during COVID, and it's just amazing to see how God is just working and lifting people up and bringing them to us. I mean, we got people come to us just crying, and we pray with them, and the next day they come back, they're like, you know what, I feel so much better. I thank you. They'll send us text and say, you guys are amazing. We have such an amazing volunteers. They all have servant's heart. It's just been an amazing experience actually through all this.